A bunch of kids fighting with swords and shields. Is it king material? Maybe not for me, but maybe for some people. Hey, thanks for checking out EskimoTV. I'm your host, Jason Escamilla, and today I actually have my friend on the show. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Yoshi, your everyday casual movie watcher.
Hello, Yoshi. Pleasure to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
Today we're going to be reviewing The Kid Who Would Be King, which is directed by Joe Cornish, who also directed Attack the Block. Yoshi, why don't you tell us how you're doing today, and what do you think about this movie?
I'm doing good, Jason. I thought this movie was a great and entertaining movie, a wholesome movie to watch for families.
I completely agree with that last part of your statement. This is a wonderful movie for families with kids to watch. I was not the biggest fan of this movie. I definitely think kids are going to love it, and adults might find it mildly entertaining, but since you like this more, why don't you tell us what it's about?
This story follows the journey of Alex, who's played by Andy Serkis' son, Louis Ashbourne Serkis. We follow the life of this kid who is an average young student until one day he pulls Excalibur from the stone. At first he's complete disbelief, but as the movie unfolds we get to see him and his friends go on a very interesting and dangerous journey.
Before I talk about why I didn't really like this movie, let me say that I really enjoyed the beginning. The movie starts off with a beautiful animated sequence that gave viewers a good recap of the Sword in the Stone and King Arthur mythology, and I thought it really set the tone for this movie. I thought the beginning was engaging, I thought the kid actors all did very well, and I thought there were positive themes spread throughout the entire movie. Now, with all of that being said, I really did not think this movie needed to be more than 2 hours long. That's not to say you can't have a really long movie, but I felt that the middle and particularly the third act of this movie completely dragged.
Yeah, I saw you falling asleep.
I was resting my eyes. I did not fall asleep.
I'm sure your snores can validate that.
Was I really snoring?
Is that a rhetorical question?
The guy behind us was snoring, so if I was snoring or sleeping during this movie, I'm just gonna say that I wasn't the only one that thought this movie was a doozy. I found it really hard to stay awake during the third act of this movie. It did feel a little bit of a chore.
Keep in mind this movie is intended for kids. Considering your friend and the guy behind us snoring were adults, it's understandable if this film didn't catch your attention.
Well, you're an adult and it caught your attention. Apparently, you like this.
I try to have a younger mindset considering I watch a lot of kids' movies with my younger siblings.
If a kid were to see this, he or she would like it, and for adults like myself, this was unengaging. But if you're a kid at heart or can get into a kid-like mindset, maybe you'll like this. Let's talk about characters. Did you like the main heroes, the main characters in this movie?
I do. It was nice to see a change of heart from two characters who are bullies at the beginning, Lance and Kay. Very good character development for these two who make a 360 turn in moral compasses. Bullies to heroes, hated to love. Then there's Batter. Like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz, he finds his courage and bravery as the quest unfolds. And the main character was written very well. Alex is brave and a blossoming leader. However, my particular favorite character and comic relief was Merlin.
I liked Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin was good. Who has a whimsical personality which I find very intriguing. He is a guide for Alex and his friends who are on a quest to vanquish the main villain of this movie, Morgana.
I thought that the villain was very generic and extremely underwhelming. The explanation as to why she's coming into the real world was because of world-divided leadership, which felt so random. I didn't really feel like the villain had a realistic motive for doing everything that she does, and it more so felt forced to give our heroes someone to defeat.
I can agree with that. But then again, it's a kid's movie. I don't really expect much depth or motive for this villain to act in the way she does, but wanted to serve as an antagonist to the hero's journey.
I thought that the ending was fine. It was predictable, but it's a kid's movie, so whatever. I guess predictable is okay if it's a kid movie. What's your grade for this movie?
I'll give it a B.
A B. All right, that's a pretty good grade. I'm going to give The Kid Who Would Be King a C. And as always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more icy and chilly Eskimo TV reviews.